What is up, guys? Brian here with a Rune Temple or New to Man guide. So as always, with any dungeon, you want to buff up in the lobby and spec out of your buff tree if you only want it in the beginning and want to switch to your full DPS build. If you find that appropriate, you can go ahead and do that. But again, buffing up in the lobby is most efficient. So this entire dungeon is about efficient ad clearing of the first 4 maps before the actual boss fight. So what you do here in the first map is split up your party, 1 person left, 1 person right, 2 in the middle. Just kill the ads. It's fairly straightforward. Learn their different attack animations, how to dodge them. Typically what you want to focus on your path are the things that cast lasers. So these laser turrets are helpful to focus on. But if you're in the middle here, the middle path, what you want to do is stay in the middle of the path. Right, stay in the middle of the middle path. Aggro this pink-purple ad that casts a laser, right, while you're still in the middle, so he's getting ready to cast it this way, and then just dodge to the side of the path, so that he's not casting it on an angle and hits someone on one of the other paths that's off screen. I can't see it coming. Then the next thing I want to focus on are the laser turrets. So what we had here is the wizard went to aggro this guy, and I started killing the turrets. Then you just kill everything else. At the end, 3 laser ads spawn. Kill them as fast as possible. Watch out what direction you're facing. Rune Blader kind of got unlucky here, just couldn't dodge him. And then at the end, split 2-2. Fairly straightforward. I'm going to focus on killing Dave first. He can give you either ice or lightning debuff. When you get these debuffs, you'll always be paying attention to your debuff bar, but if you get the debuff, just stay away from your teammates. We get into the second map here, right? 2 paths, 2 people, 1 person per path. Use your big AoEs to clear big groups of mobs, just like I used Screwdriver Shot there to instantly clear that entire path. If you're on the bottom, you can help clear mobs on the top. What I do here for the second part is I aggro this ad that casts a laser, so it's not casting it at the person coming in off screen. I can't see it coming. You'll notice my arrow rain didn't do damage there because this was recorded back when arrow rain was glitched, and if you held it for more than half a millisecond, it glitched out and didn't do anything. Again, just focus on killing ads. Prioritize laser turrets. Same thing as before. Here you get 2 small guys spawn and 2 laser guys. Kill them before they can even attack. Generally that's what you want to do. But if your gear is a little bit weaker, dungeon's going to be a little bit harder. That's just generally how it always is in any MMO. Never. Nothing special. Go to the third map. Only thing to note here is to focus on the guy that spawns at the bottom. If he's on your side, focus on killing him first. Right, I went to the left here. We never even saw it on the right. But this will be the bottleneck of what prevents you from going to the next map. When he starts moving, it's harder to DPS him. To get to this map, kill the small ads that spawn. Right, 2 sets will spawn if you're on the bottom in these 2 locations. 1 set will spawn on the top, and then the big ads will spawn. If you're on the bottom, what you want to do is grab these bases and throw them at the ad that spawns. The stun animation is about the same length as the base respawn time. So you're going to make sure when the base respawns, you pick it up and get ready to stun ad again. You have to make sure that stun has run out the first time because you can't stun it while it's already stunned. We're going to keep them stunned. They can grab the person that's on that side or cast lasers. It just gets annoying. Just keep them stun locked. It's way easier. Now we get to the actual boss. Now there's several different elements that this boss can go and has several different attack patterns. This video I chose the ice one to showcase because it's my favorite and it's the fastest. But the 3 elements he can go are fire, ice, or lightning. Again, you always want to be watching your debuff bar. For fire and lightning phases, he can cast a debuff, which is indicated by a fairly obvious indicator under your character. So always pay attention to your debuff bar and your character, right, and the boss's attacks. General information that you should always be paying attention to in any fight. If you get the fire or lightning debuff, what you want to do is go to the right side of the map. Because people with the debuff can't affect each other, but people with the debuff can affect people who don't have it. So the whole point is to split your party up, or your group apart to people who have the debuff and people who don't. If you get the ice debuff, it's a much lower timer. Looks like a bomb. The fire one also looks like a bomb, I believe. But for the ice debuff, what you want to do is go to the back of the map when the timer is low, so that when it runs out, you're in the back, out of the way of the rest of your team, and it places the circle on the ground, out of the way of the fight. If you step in that circle, you get frozen, and that's just not a good time. So if he gets the fire element, which I apologize, I don't have videos showcasing these different elements, I only have ice in this video. Actually, there's sort of a similar fire phase after 40%, we'll talk about that later. So if he does fire, adds can spawn. Generally you want to kill them as soon as possible. Any dungeon. Generally the better strategy is to kill the adds as soon as they spawn. Range can typically kill these adds while still damaging the boss to maximize DPS and minimize clear time. Big fire markers appear on the ground during this, dodge them. Just get used to it. What I'll also do is a fire cross will sort of appear on the map. If you look at the mini map, it's kind of, if you've ever seen the fight, you actually see it later where it spawns. You have a couple safe spots. But if that happens and everyone's on the left side, right, and you cast a debuff, you can't exactly cross the fire without dying to go to the right side and avoid your teammates. But again, the whole concept is to split your team apart from the people who have debuffs versus the people who don't. All you have to do is just separate yourself. So people with the debuffs go far away, close to the fire, but not in it. People without the debuffs stay in the upper corner here. The lightning phase is pretty straightforward. You don't want to get hit by the lightning indicators on the ground. You get a different lightning debuff, different than the one where you want to separate yourself from. Just learn those indicator icons. And this will give you an accuracy debuff if you get hit by the lightning attacks that appear on the ground. So you definitely want to dodge those. Other than that, lightning phase is pretty straightforward. Now ice, which is what will be showcased here, there's lots of small indicators. You gotta be paying attention, you gotta dodge. This is my favorite element because it allows for maximum DPS. You'll also see that sometimes circles with Miniman's face in it will spawn. Just dodge those, they make you tiny and make your damage low, so you don't want to get hit by that. You also saw there he does a little breath attack, that's just a potion debuff. Lowers your healing from potions and healing skills. Don't really need a priest because you can still kind of heal through it. I'm even using a Kandura's pendant in this and I can still heal through it just fine. So you can also sometimes summon a tornado that pulls you slowly in towards the middle. I think we'll see it here. And you just walk away from it, you won't get pulled in. Use your movement skills to dodge it. Fairly straightforward. Most classes can attack while dodging the tornado or walking away from the tornado. Learn how to do it for your class. You always want to be attacking. Now he will go into his second phase at around 40%. Now it's difficult to tell if it's actually 40% because he will always finish his element phase that he's in. Right, ice, lightning, or fire. He'll always finish that phase before checking to see if he's below the HP threshold to go to the next phase. So what will happen when he phases, you'll see it soon, is he'll summon a large tornado that's unavoidable and pulls everyone in. Now 3 people will get grabbed and 1 person won't. And a platform will spawn right in front of the boss's face. So as you see here, the person that doesn't get grabbed has to jump up on these platforms and attack the boss and do above a certain damage threshold in order to save your teammates. Now, we're not really sure what the damage threshold is or how to do it. I personally believe, or my group personally believes, that you have to focus on attacking actually the hand that people are grabbed in. That it has to reach a certain threshold on that part of his character model, but we aren't actually sure what the requirement is to save your teammates. If you don't save them, that's totally fine, just res. Not a big deal. Again, we see here, this is the fire phase. After the 40% phase, he'll start slamming a sword into the ground and do one of his 3 elements. Right here, he decided to start with the fire. I'm not sure if he always starts with fire, or if he can do a different element. But whatever it is, it's the same pattern as before this phase. Right, so adds can spawn. Right, I killed it whilst attacking the boss. straightforward. Now, we kill this before he does his attack for this phase, but what we can do is actually, I'll let my... So what'll happen is, right, assuming you don't kill him, he will pull his sword out of the ground, gain a shield, where all your attacks will be blocked, can't do any damage to him. This area will open up, and a big area over here will open up. You either jump down on the ground to dodge his sword attack, or you can go, if you look at the mini-map now, on the left corner here is also a safe spot. So you do that until his shield goes away, you can start damaging the boss again. And he'll slam a sword into the middle of the map again, and choose one of the 3 elements, and continue on until you kill him. And the dungeon's over. So that's about it for this guide. This dungeon's fairly straightforward. People don't typically choose to do this dungeon because Lubelisk and Beyond Linked Trees have much better named item rewards. But if you do choose to do this dungeon, I hope this guide helped you out. Lower your clear times. You know, get your dungeon runs in faster so you can experience other parts of this game. So I hope you guys learned a lot. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.